So now, after we have entered all the data which we wanted, as we said before, we have created the title to give an indication about what is data about. Barresto revenue worldwide 2018 $1 million to give us more explanation. Here the locations: Paris, Marrakesh, London, Cairo, Madrid. And here we have the short naming of months: January, February, March, April. You can, by just writing or typing the month in short form, Jan, Excel will be able to identify and put the correct months, as it is smart enough. So by just clicking and dragging on the right side, you will get the 12 months in short form. So now what we want to do, we want to create formula and functions. So let's say here I want to add the totals for each month for the global worldwide restaurants. So what we can do, by just clicking here, we can click and next to totals under the exact month, and we can press the equal sign on our keyboard, and we can come to this function here. So here we will be able to type exactly, it goes back to the same. So this arrow or this X sign is to cancel, this sign is to enter, so that the function takes action, and here when you click, you can get some function to insert. So for instance, if I want to calculate the totals here, if I want to do it manually, I can always type C7 plus C8 plus C9 plus C10 plus C11, and as soon as we press enter, we have the correct number. However, by doing this manually, we are risking to have incorrect data, because if, for example, after calculation and after checking, I realize that I have put for Paris January, I have put the incorrect number and it should be 3.3, for instance. So we are risking that these totals might not get updated automatically later, especially when there is a huge amount of data, and we're risking to have incorrect numbers. So to get it correctly, we're using formula and functions. So now we will go back to our cell and we will delete everything using delete button in your keyboard. And here we can click 2 times and we can go to this sign in Home tab, and we can click on the arrow and we can select Sum. And as we can see, Excel has detected automatically the range of numbers which I want to calculate the sum form for. However, it's included even the empty column or the empty row, as you can see, or the empty cell. So what we will have to do, we'll have just to delete C12 and replace it by number 1. So now we have C11, and as soon as we press enter, there we go, we have the auto sum of our row. Also, what we can do, we can just delete from here and we can go to Formula tab, and from here we can click, as soon as you click on auto sum on the arrow, there is multiple functions which will appear, and by clicking on more functions you can go and look for additional functions, and by clicking select a category, you can select financial functions, date and time, maths and triggers, statistical, whatever function you want to use. So for instance, as we want only the sum, we'll just click OK for sum, and here it will show us this table where we can show, or where we can select the range of data. So for instance, we'll just click OK, and here we have this sum covering for us this row. Also, by just clicking on, as I said, also by just clicking on it, it will show us which range of rows has selected, and we can always just replace C13 by 11 and we have the correct one. I will invite you to go through all the functions and to discover one by one. Here you have the recently used, the financial one, logical, text, date and time, lookup and reference, math trigger, and here you have more functions related to statistical, engineering, cube, information, comptability, web, and also you can make your own functions by inserting them manually. So as we have calculated the sum, and we can do the same for all the other data. So all what we'll have to do, we click on this function cell and we drag it on the right side, and this should calculate the auto sum for each of the months for us. And you can always verify by just double clicking inside the function, and it will show you exactly which range of rows it has selected.